Good morning and welcome back to Sunday Storytime here on Gaming with ADHD, where today we're continuing our read-through of Star Wars Jedi's Honor, a solitaire adventure starring Luke Skywalker. Now, this was originally produced in the 1990s by West End Games as part of their Star Wars RPG universe, and tells the story of Luke Skywalker trying to rescue the child of another Jedi. So basically, somebody that he thinks is like him and may be able to help the Rebel Alliance. Now, last time we were here, Luke had tried to convince Erling to follow him and escape from the Imperial prison planet, but Erling decided to stay behind. So, before we get into today's segment, do make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I try to put out a few videos each week covering all sorts of tabletop gaming content, and I'd love for you to come along and see what we have to share. There are links down below to our social media on Twitter, Facebook, where you can get notified when new videos come out, and we'd love for you to come along. So, with that out of the way, let's get into the story. Now, as any of you who have been here for a while are aware, basically I will read a portion of the story and then it is up to you, the viewer, to decide where we're going to go next. So when I'm done reading the segment, do put in the comments which choice you would like me to make, and then at that point we'll be able to move forward and continue the story. Now, based on the last video that we put out, we had two choices. Either Luke could attempt to ambush Governor General Parnell, or he could try and hide in the disinfecting chamber and, hopefully avoid any potential conflict. Don't forget, he's stuck on a prison planet. Getting in a lot of fights might not be the best idea when the entire planet is against you. Now, based on the votes, we have decided to hide. So, let's see what happens. Into the disinfecting chamber, Luke orders. Don't even breathe until they're gone. Gideon, Sydney, and R2 crawl into the chamber, dragging their weapons along. Luke follows a moment later. Parnell and his men arrive 20 seconds later. The office is empty, exclaims an aide's muffled voice. Somebody's head is going to roll for this, Parnell snaps. Major Joseph, see if you can find out who's responsible for this. TX 840, man this station until relieved. Yes, sir, responds the stormtrooper. Major Anbo, it's time Erling Treadway gets his first taste of interrogation, don't you think? Oh, yes, sir, answers Anbo. He sounds entirely too enthusiastic. As soon as they leave, Luke silently groans. He did not anticipate that they would man the station. He takes a deep breath, then stands and raps on the wall. Let me out, Luke says. They locked me in here. Who? The stormtrooper demands, opening the disinfecting chamber door. Luke steps into the entrance corridor, then leaps into the processing office, his lightsaber flashing. The rebels, he snarls, swinging the blade at the stunned stormtrooper's side. The trooper falls before he knows what hits him. Luke quickly loads R2 and his companions back into their repulsor cart. As they reach the first camera in the accessway, it swivels and follows their progress. The second camera also tracks them, and the third too. Finally, they reach the entrance to the death block. The doors open automatically, and Luke eases through. His heart beats so fiercely he almost fears it is trying to escape his body. One more obstacle. The officer turns around. What's wrong? Luke stops the cart. I'm off the sub-facility task force, he says. General Parnell threw a fit when he saw these guys. After I take them to their blocks, it's back to counting data vids. Too bad, the officer comments. Easy come, easy go, Luke says. He engages the repulsor motors and starts down the corridor. A minute later, they reach up an up-ramp and start out of the administrative complex. Luke is too angry to answer Sydney's questions about Erling's refusal to leave the death block. He nearly dies trying to rescue someone who doesn't want to be rescued. In fact, he might still die for nothing. At last, Gideon says, they're going to figure out you ain't no quartermaster, and we ain't no prisoners, if they find that last stormtrooper. What do we do now? Stow away on a supply barge? No good, Gideon comments. They'd be expecting that. We still have my uniform, Luke says. Perhaps we should steal a shuttle, Sydney suggests. That's more stupid than stowing away, Gideon says. We'd never get past the atmospheric shield. You know how well those prisoner docks are guarded. Not the prisoner shuttle, Sydney says. The crew shuttle. They must have transport to and from the orbital stations. And where do we go from there, Gideon asks. All right, we've reached a decision point. Is Luke and his companions going to stow away on the supply barge, or are they going to steal a crew shuttle? So it's up to you, the viewers. Please put a comment down below. Let us know which direction you think we should go. Also, don't forget, come back next time and we'll have another segment of Star Wars Jedi's Honor. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.